Hi, I'm Miss Dickey, your seventh grade language arts teacher, and I look forward to meeting you one day soon. But due to COVID-19, we will be virtually learning using a program called Schoology. It is very important that you log into Schoology every day so that you are not counted absent. Normally, we can meet in person and you can learn all about my quirky personality and I can learn all about you. But because of this, because of the situation right now, we're not able to meet in person. So I want to just kind of introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me. One thing that you should know about Miss Dickey is that I love, love, love Mickey Mouse. I don't know why, but I always have loved Mickey Mouse. So no matter where I am, somewhere in the room, there's a Mickey Mouse because it gives me great joy. He was even at my wedding. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble a lot in middle school, and my mom made me a promise. She said, Jerdy, if you're good at school, I will buy you something Mickey Mouse every day. And she kept her promise, and I kept mine. I was good every day. So I have a ton of Mickey Mouse things because I love Disney. I don't know why. Another thing that's important to know about me is that I have two daughters, Jerdy and Genevieve, and I love reading. So I taught them to read from birth. So Jerdy started reading at 14 months and Genevieve started reading at 16 months. My babies love reading too now. A person in my life that was very important to made me love reading was my older sister, Cheryl. She used to read these novels by a guy named Pierce Anthony. And these novels are full of figurative language and fantasy creatures and love stories. It was beautiful and it kept my imagination. And I look forward to hearing about the talking trees and all kinds of crazy animals. And so that was one of the reasons why I love reading. And when she went off to college, I missed my sister, but I still had her books. I had her whole bookshelf. So I was able to read those books and really get into them. And so that's one reason why I love reading. And because it was so rich with figurative language, I also learned to love poetry. My dad was a poet. My mom loves poetry, and it's just in my family. In my family, almost everyone is a teacher, a principal, a counselor. You can throw a rock at my family reunion and hit somebody that works at somebody's school. I wouldn't advise doing that, by the way. Anyway, because everybody in my family were teachers or counselors or in education, I was rebellious. I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to be different, you know. I wanted to be the person in my family that wasn't a teacher. But something happened. I went to my mom's school one day, and one of her teacher friends had his whole class lined up in the hallway. He was a math teacher, and he asked me a math question. He asked me what 7 times 7 was in front of his whole class. Now this is a fifth grade class, and I'm a seventh grader. I'm like, okay. But when he asked the question, for some reason, since I'm not insecure about math, my brain dumped out all the information about math. I just didn't know. You could have asked me 2 plus 2 right then, and I would have known because I'm math shy, you know. And I said I don't know, and I just left the room and I cried and I told my dad what happened, and he was like, you know what you should do is use your strength to build up your weakness. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, you love poetry and you're always reciting poetry, writing poetry. How about you take those math problems and you make them into poetry? You take it and you make it into poetry, and I bet you won't forget them again. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I wrote 7 times 7 is 49 all the time. 7 times 8 is 56. I love the New York Knicks. 7 times 9 is 63. You can't defeat me. All these things stuck in my head. So that now I was prepared. And I know that with the right mindset, you can turn your weakness into strengths. And that's what I learned from the situation. And I think that's what made me want to be a teacher, because I wanted to take my students' weaknesses and turn them into strengths by using your interests, things you love and care about, to help you to focus your energy into learning the things you're not that comfortable with. Something else about me, But I think that's all I want to say. Another thing I want to tell you, my dad also taught me to make your good better and your better best, and never rest until your good gets better and your better becomes your best. That's one of his favorite quotes. So it's my goal as your teacher this year to make your good better and your better best. And I'm never going to let you rest until your good gets better and your better becomes your best, because we work smarter, not harder in my class, and I want the best for you, and I want to teach you to love reading and writing as much as I do. And so in order to do that, I'm going to make sure that you have access to me via Remind, email, and Schoology. So hopefully you'll be able to make me your own Flipgrid video so that I can learn everything important about you.